And coming to you today from Portland, Oregon, on the banks of the beautiful Willamette River. Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And let's see what Denver has coming up. On Tuesday, they'll be playing against Damien Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. Then on Thursday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge down on the sideline. David?
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
Some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports: chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. And it's Craig in at the 3. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Hezonja at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. And it's Hood in at the 3 spot. Murray, no good. McCollum outside. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his first foul. Now, here's Whiteside. Hood dishes to Whiteside. Hood kicks to Hezonja. 6 to shoot. All alone. Rebound by the Nuggets.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. Well, the Nuggets were a surprise team to many last year, but they look poised to be good for a long time.
I could not agree with you more. They were the youngest team in the Western Conference, guys, in terms of the playoffs, and they've got a solid salary cap situation. This could be the start of a golden age for the Nuggets, pun intended.
Free throw, no good for Jokic.
And, you know, guys, it's really obvious that Jokic wants to keep getting better. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and I think the sky's the limit.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Now here's Hood. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Harris outside. Passes to Millsap. Wide open look here for Murray. No good on the triple. For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Hazonia kicks to McCollum. 51 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Feeds it to Whiteside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Murray. Here's Jokic. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Lillard. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Millsap. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. Trailing by 2. We've got 13 seconds left in the first. Fires for 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
Boy, Murray has such a soft ball. I mean, he shoots a soft shot, especially from deep where he is automatic.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Nuggets lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
We're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. You think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on that?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Trailblazers, they've got Kent Bazemore. Nurkic is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Little in at the small forward. He gets that one. Nurkic has got his first points of the game.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
Porter against Lillard. Porter, no luck. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Lillard finds Nurkic. He can't get it to go. And it's Denver the other way. Here's Porter. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And just utilizing his athletic ability on the glass. I really enjoy watching Porter hit the boards. With all that size and strength, he'll be a factor.
And after essentially a redshirt rookie year with the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., the 14th pick in the 2018 draft, is back in action.
Could be a huge addition. Remember, Porter was projected as a top 2 pick entering his freshman season at Missouri. If he can stay healthy, you're adding an elite talent to your rotation.
GA drafted after only playing 3 games at the University of Missouri. A lot of people probably hadn't seen Michael Porter Jr. play basketball. But with that in mind, describe his game for us now.
Kevin, at 6'10", he's a fluid athlete with tremendous shot-making ability. He grew up one of 7 kids, homeschooled. They all played ball. He's had a basketball in his hands from a very young age, and you can see it in his approach.
Plays it up and banks it in. Porter's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nuggets.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Here's Lillard. Collins passes to Bazemore. Five to shoot. A second chance effort. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And he comes up with the deuce. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Lillard finds Nurkic. In the corner, it's Little. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nuggets leading by 4. And it's Grant in the corner. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Here is Lillard. From deep. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Nuggets ahead, up by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
We just got to compete. Keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, they showed a lot of discipline on offense. Called some high percentage plays. Even when the defense devised different looks, they always seem to have the answer. That's good coaching.
Looking at Portland, Shaq, your thoughts?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and it helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One guy who's been getting it done is Michael Porter.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Taking a look at the Nuggets, the backcourt is Murray and Harris. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Craig in at the 3 slot. Clark, I'm going to get a little detailed here, but in terms of footwork in the post, who really impresses you?
Well, there are a number of guys, Kevin. I mean, you think about it. Kevin Durant is a lethal scorer and does a lot of his work off the dribble and in transition on pull-up threes. But when he is a post-up threat, and he does get posted sometimes, his footwork is superb, absolutely superb. Joel Embiid comes to mind, big fella with feet of a ballerina. Jokic does a great job with his feet, not nearly as athletic as Embiid or Durant. And then I would put Kawhi Leonard outside of a big guy. I mean, he's not a big guy in terms of position, but boy, he is very efficient down in the low post when he gets it there.
Good names. Back to Murray. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Millsap has the open look from outside off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And finish off by Hezonja.
Blazing speed in the open floor. Hezonja sprinting well down the court and being rewarded for that effort.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
Harris passes to Jokic. Shot clock at 6. Good, and Harris gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for Jokic.
Tough shot that time by Jokic, finishing through contact. Great display of power and strength by Nikola Jokic.
Hood kicks to McCollum. Three-pointer, Lillard drills it from outside. Lillard's got 9. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
Well, Clark, one thing you have to respect about Jamal Murray is how intense of a competitor he is.
And you can't substitute competitive spirit, Kevin. It's a great attribute to have, and you see that in how he's improved his game year to year. I mean, he loves being in the spotlight, going up against the game's big-name guards, and he doesn't shy away at all. That's a credit to him.
And the first one drops.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Whiteside. Collins comes in for Mario Hezonja. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Hood, and it's Kent Bazemore in for Lillard. The pass to Bazemore. Back to McCollum. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And that is textbook perfect, the bounce pass. Exactly how you want to throw it.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line.
And, guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
And it's tied up with that one.
McCollum's carved out an impressive NBA career for himself, and I think he's still ascending. He was the 10th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's still got plenty of upside.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
The Nuggets have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Barton.
You know, one of the things that's fun to watch, guys, is the evolution of a player, and Barton has really evolved into a solid player. Even though he was a second-round pick, he's come a long way.
Both free throws good from Barton. 29 seconds left to play here in the third. McCollum outside, takes the 13-footer, uses the glass to drop it in. McCollum's got it all tied up now for Portland. McCollum against Morris. Pass to Jokic. Great D that time from Nurkic. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Defensively, we got to give a little more pressure to their shots, all right? Make them make the second, third, fourth play.
That's Terry Stotts drawing the line defensively. Doesn't want the first guy with the ball to beat him.
And that's where a total effort is needed. Get back quickly, match up, call out screens, really the complete package.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. McCollum is out there with Kent Bazemore, and it's Tolliver in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Little, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And so it's Barton bringing it up for Denver. Morris looking over the floor. That's tipped. Here's Bazemore. Yes! And the foul. It's going to go on Will Barton.
I understand we're seeing some high-powered offense, but you've got to put up a little more resistance than that.
Come on now, look. Sit back and enjoy the fireworks. Nothing better than good offense.
Paul Millsap's checked in for the Nuggets. Gary Harris comes in for Malik Beasley. The free throw dropped for Bazemore. Denver with the ball. It's a three-point game. Barton outside. Outside for Millsap. Pass to Barton. Just 5 on the clock. From 15 feet away, here's Millsap. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Nasir Little picks one up.
Well, he's a fighter now, and he's physical, so he'll battle you inside, and Millsap's going to take it right at you. He really forces your hand when you're defending it.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Blazers.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
You know, it took a little time for Millsap to develop and blossom into the NBA player he is, but once he did blossom, this guy became a star quickly.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Nurkic. Mario Hezonja comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Rodney Hood's checked in for Little. And Lillard subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Both free throws good for Millsap.
He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
Lillard against Murray. Lillard attacking. The feed to Whiteside. Second chance shot. They shoot again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Denver making a switch here. Jokic is checked in. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
Here's Barton, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Murray finds Jokic. And another miss by Denver. Portland leading. Good, deciding where to go with it. Now Lillard. It's McCollum on the wing. Puts up a three. It's hauled in by Jokic. The Nuggets have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. 52 seconds left in the game. Millsap trying to get open. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets. Kicks it to Harris. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Lillard with it. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. It's in!
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. It was up for grabs.